don't you just ruminate whilst I illuminate the possibilities? Well, I'll above have them 40 thieves.
Welcome back to the Curious Canvas. We are your hosts, Jem and PK. Today's episode, we on episode 19. It's a lockdown episode. It's been a while since I saw you, Jem. It's
You too, bro. Where you been? You looking like you went with Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. Oh, what? Because I'm so no. I've been
You look
eating
like you're
crazy.
back. You're back in space.
I'm here with Star Trek. I actually don't know who Richard Branson is. Who's Richard Branson?
Oh my god.
Wait, no, I know now. Yeah. It's the guy that was on stage with Conor McGregor.
No.
Okay.
He's
Wait, can we redo this? Let me redo this. I did not feel like myself just then. Let me redo that.
No, let's keep it. Let's keep it. The guy on stage with Conor McGregor.
Okay. It's too much wine, bro. It took a while to set this whole thing up. So welcome back to the Curious Canvas. We are your hosts, Jem and PK. We are on episode 19. Today's edition of this episode is actually a lockdown edition. Hence the
shout out to everyone in lockdown.
Yeah, shout out to you guys worldwide, as you can see from the background.
It's not worldwide though.
I mean,
it's not worldwide though.
Worldwide.
It's very not worldwide because we watched the UFC on the weekend, full crowd. NBA Finals, full crowd. WWE SmackDown, John Cena just came out, full crowd. And look at us, Australia, back to lockdown.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
This is because of the new Delta strain as well. It's crazy. You see how much the lockdown is here compared to last year's one. I get it because it's the new Delta strain, but still, this is pretty intense. Last time we could actually go out for like jogs. We can do a 10K radius. Now it's just only your local government areas. I feel bad for the people who have businesses. I mean, you want work. I mean, I feel bad for you interviewed Dunzy from So Baked. Her business is only now Canterbury and Bankstown. Like, so she can't even deliver outside of that now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she can't deliver out of that.
Yeah. And I like cake.
Yeah, and what?
You like how I threw that in?
A few moments later.
Back to where we're at. Oh, that one went bad. But yeah, it's pretty intense. How are you guys doing?
We're good. It was just, yeah. I feel for a lot of people, the businesses that, I'm sure we have a lot of friends in common, especially people that we used to work with in hospitality. They're out of a job, and a lot of people in hospitality are casual workers. Yeah. So
I was definitely in that same boat. I mean, when I was in hospitality, if I was still in hospitality now, this would be a stressful moment for me.
Yeah, I don't even know if how much the government gives. It's not as much as they did last year. I think it's only like 600 this time instead of 1,500.
Yeah, it's 600 now.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's 600.
Yeah, it's still good that the government's still giving something, but man, it's dragging. We shouldn't be back to this like a whole lockdown because of what's happened.
I mean, to this level, no. Especially when you look at other countries who have high level of COVID cases, even with the new strain. I mean, right now, I think our total cases is in New South Wales from the 6th to the 19th of July like what 1,124, like the amount.
Yeah.
You compare that to, like, I actually tried looking for more data, like statistically how we compare to other countries, and we're not even in the top 10.
No.
So I'm
Nowhere.
like,
Nowhere near.
and I'm still scrolling down. I'm trying to find which number are we, because I want to know how are we on lockdown so heavily, and these
Heavy
other
lockdown.
countries are.
And
I don't get it.
we mentioned that WWE had a full crowd, the NBA finals, every game, full crowd, you know, all UFC that we've watched, boxing, full crowd, and we're in lockdown. We've gone back to lockdown. I'm full understanding of how dangerous, is that the word? No, how significant the Delta strain can be, or how much it could harm compared to the last whatever strain they had last year, or the COVID last year. But there's a big difference, because we saw the ravage, what happened in India. What was happening in India?
With the high level,
there was a big, like, the Delta strain was going through, and it affected them very highly. I remember just reaching out to my friends that live in India, and I asked them, "How are you guys going?" And they were saying like, "Oh, you know, a friend passed away. We're all affected in the house." Things like that, right?
Yeah.
So and that's just like someone I know. So it must have been going rampant in India.
I mean, even like you saying that, I messaged someone who I used to work with, like in Nepal. He went back to Nepal, obviously, and not someone in his family, but it's pretty. He knows friends of friends that have passed away from it. So I get the seriousness of it, but I don't know. It's scary,
but there's one thing that I got to add, that there's a difference between Australia and India. Obviously, there's a high population out there. Not only just that, the standard of living would be a lot different. You know, our medical to theirs. And I'm not downplaying India at all. I'm just saying the standard of living is a whole different dimension between.
No, that's just a fact, though. You're not chucking dirt on, like,
I'm not
India
insulting them or anything. It's just that's how it is. The standard of living is different, and you can't compare in Australia to the Philippines as well, something like that. Even though Philippines was getting smashed by all the COVID numbers, but
you look at also how. Sorry, you first. All right.
No. I was just saying the standard of living is different, so you can't put us in a lockdown because it was wiping out or going crazy. The Delta strain was going crazy over there.
I want to play devil's advocate with that, though. So do you think Australia is scared of that happening over here?
Yes, 100%.
It's different.
100%. That's why we've been in a 1 month lockdown for 80 cases a day, 100 cases a day. You know how many? I look at it every day, because I try and say how many do they have overseas when they're when I say overseas, I mean the US, because I got family and close friends out there, and I asked them and I talked to them about it. Today alone, today is July 20, so it would be July 19 out there. 34,000 cases in the US. They're not locked down. And it's probably, and I heard that it's increasing in places like California and Phoenix. So what they've done is they brought back masks.
Yeah.
And someone was telling me it's because they've got high vaccination rates out there. I looked, and most states only have less than 50% have double doses. Most have just hitting 50% have the first dose of a vaccination.
Yeah.
So going off what's happening in Australia right now, I think our rate isn't even 8% or something. And Gladys was saying that we need to hit a certain amount of people to be able to get out of lockdown. It's looking like we're going to be in lockdown till September, October.
It's feeling like that. I mean, at first, when we first hit lockdown, I was like, I mean, we can't complain so much because when you look at the UK, how they were locked down for almost a year and they were on the 10K radius at the time. I'm like, how can we complain about it? But my whole anger with that whole thing is, and don't get me wrong, I believe in the vaccine to a point, but when I'm hearing that it's mandatory, that's against human rights. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm not anti-vax at all. I'm not anti-vax at all. We and I think you and I both have people on either sides of, get vaccinated so we can, get vaccinated. Other people and saying, like you just said, our body, our rights. I think I'm thinking the same. Like everyone has their own opinions. Everyone has the right to be able to do whatever they need to do to their body. But mandatory, it shouldn't be mandatory because people that I've seen, and people are saying that it's rare when they say that when people are getting the vaccines and it's rare, that something bad happens to these people or they've had pre-medical conditions. If one person last week from Adelaide passed away and the day before or a few days before that someone from Perth passed away and they were a bit elderly, it can't be that rare that people are getting sick from it and passing away from the vaccinations.
Yeah. Wasn't there like one case that was like in Western Australia that someone passed away from it?
Yeah, a lady in Western Australia.
I mean, it's hard because when you hear, I definitely think it's when. Sorry, let me say that again. With forced vaccinations, I feel like that's going to put a negative spin on the whole vaccination now. Because beforehand, everyone like there was always three sides of it. One side being yes, I'm for it. Then there's people who are like I'm against it. Like they believe in COVID, but they're just against the vaccination. Then the third, people who just don't believe in COVID at all, and that I guess this ain't really for you. But hearing all that with this mandatory enforcement of having a vaccination, it's going to create a negative spin on it already. Even for people as myself who do believe getting vaccinated, that scares me. Like, okay, you're forcing people to do it. I don't know. Like, and I already felt like this vaccination was already rushed. How fast does cures or vaccinations usually take?
I've heard 2 years, at least more.
Yeah, 2 to 5 years.
It hasn't even been 2 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long has Rona been around for? Like barely that.
Yeah.
So when I hear all of that, like that puts such a negative spin on it, and especially because we obviously have elderly family, and that's I think that scares us the most. Not so much us, but more
not us at all.
Yeah, and like I think what I'm trying to say as well, like there's 2 shots of it that we're supposed to take, right? Like 2, and even then we might get Rona. So that's kind of also scary. That also shows how fast this vaccination was.
Yeah, you can still get it even though you get vaccinated.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like
So you were about to bring up the flu. So each year you can get the flu vaccination in Australia for free or at work. I never get it because I don't want to get it. Is because sometimes I do get a reaction, and those are the things you get symptoms of the actual flu or the reaction because I don't know the antibodies, blah blah blah. I don't know the scientific facts around it, and I'm not trying to act like I do. But look, I see it this way. All right, if I get the flu, I get sick. All right, I'll cop it, and my body will fight it off. I know I'm healthier, 20-plus-year-old man that's quite fit and quite healthy, but my body will fight it. But I wouldn't free willing go out and get the vaccination and get sick that day or the next few days. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I would rather just, if I get it, I get it. And I know I know they say that's being selfish to other people, but if they want to protect themselves, they would get vaccinated, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think I'm more looking at like when you get the. Actually, I don't know if this is the same thing as when you actually give the flu to someone else. So with flu vaccinations, whenever you do get you still can get the flu, but it lessens the flu symptoms.
Yeah, just
So
like
I think
COVID.
I think
That's
that's
what
the
they said,
same
just
thing
like
with
COVID.
yeah.
So for me,
I don't.
I that's why I'm all like my parents today just got Pfizer done for the first shots.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that so they can protect themselves.
Mhm.
But I would rather everyone else that's in my parents are like late 50s get their Pfizer shots
Yeah, of course, they should be the first ones aligned.
or
But
get their shots altogether. They should be
yeah,
and all the healthcare workers and everyone that actually needs it right now. We're in no rush. I don't want no blood
that's true.
clots. I have a friend, I'm not
That's
going to
true.
name his name, but his cousin is actually a doctor
Mhm.
and she got the AstraZeneca vaccine. Yes, she got the AstraZeneca vaccine. And
Mhm.
she's a doctor and she started having a reaction and felt the next few days that she felt like she was going to die. So when I hear things like that, why would I be in a rush to go get the vaccine?
That's true. That's true.
Let everyone else get it first that need it, and then we can get it. It's not like if I get the vaccine now, I can go travel to New Zealand. No, we had plans to go to New Zealand in 2 weeks. Speaking of that, the guy that had our Airbnb, one of them is only giving us 50% back. What a dog.
Mm. Super kick him to the face. Yeah,
He's
100%.
Let's see if he watches this episode.
No, people are definitely going. People are definitely going more crazy
But
with this
people
whole thing.
do say,
Especially,
with the blood clots,
Mm.
and they're saying that's very rare. Yeah, it's rare. Someone said it was like 2 in a million or something like that. It's very
I
rare.
don't know
But
how.
that's still
I don't.
two in a
I don't.
million.
I don't know how rare that is. If like for
Come
people
on.
that's saying it,
Yeah.
people who are saying it more louder. I mean, you said you know one person that has had a blood clot, right?
Yeah.
Did
And
that
if I
person?
know,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
If
yeah.
I
Like
have heard someone or know of someone that actually got it, it can't be that rare. And if people are saying, yeah, they probably had pre-medical conditions, that's why they passed away or they got sick from it or whatever, or they got really sick from it, or they passed away. Well, that should count at the same time when people pass away from COVID, because usually the people that are passing away from COVID have pre-medical conditions, or they weren't healthy, or they were much older.
yeah,
So it has to count for that as well, right?
it does. It does. Let's like just fast track a little bit here. You mentioned you were meant to go to New Zealand. How does
In
that
Perth.
affected you guys? Especially yeah, I was gonna say and Perth as well. How does that affect you guys, especially with your mental health? Like you guys
Well,
are
it's not
stuck
going to
now at
affect
home.
my yeah. Well, that personally is not going to affect my mental health because that's the privilege for me to go travel.
Yeah,
Not many people can go do that. Yeah. To go travel a lot of people, most people in the world don't get to do that. But the way COVID lockdowns have affected me, you know me, like I wake up early, 5 a.m., go to the gym, train, teach, whatever. Then after a few hours, come back and then work. After that, on a Monday, I got a game, basketball game. Like I'm always
yeah,
doing something. And now to be like, I'm enjoying, I still remain optimistic. But at the start, it was like, man, we can't even,
again.
yeah, again. I think it was even worse that there was a lockdown and then we were back to normal life. I was Instagramming and storying and showing everyone from in America.
Birthday parties, everything. Yeah,
We
it's. I
had
think
our
it's.
party with Chelsea.
Hmm.
We were back, everything's back to normal. And
I
then
think it's, and you know what, maybe your American friends might be able to like they're probably laughing at you at this part with a joke. So like with us back then, yeah, we were going through a lockdown, and they were going through lockdowns as well. But when you look at it now, though, everything's back to normal with them. But now we're back to square one on our side.
It's crazy.
Like it's hard to have like I was looking at one of my mates, one of my friends, he lives in Texas, and I'm seeing him drive to like different states, like with him and his dog. Like I can't remember, they were going to a party somewhere, like one of his mates' parties, and I'm like, and I'm just here, just like I can't go anywhere. Like I can barely drive to go see. I can barely go far enough to go to the Bay Run to go for a run. Like I have to actually check now. Is this within my local government area? I can't tell.
Yeah. You haven't even seen your parents. You haven't even seen your sisters.
Nah, I haven't seen my family in like my mom.
You're
my
the
mom
perfect.
and my sisters. You saying?
You're the perfect example of one, like a person that's living alone that don't have people. There's like 5 people in this house.
So I'm not gonna name her name, but there's a person who I know who's is in a relationship, right? But both sides, they live with their parents, and their parents are pretty elderly.
Yeah.
And they can't see each other because they're just scared of giving each other, wrong. And that makes a lot of sense. The guy's doing pretty well with everything. Just, he's like, let's just face chat. We're good with it. You never know. It might just be a couple of weeks. On her side, though, she's not dealing with it that well because she's not working right now. She's at home. Everything's all building up on her side. And I get that, especially like if you're all alone with all your thoughts and you can't really go out because she lives like directly in the city. So there's not really much she can do.
Yeah.
Like I know and like when I hear for people like that, it's like I do have a bad, but at least I have like Wooleye Creek. There's like a little lake there. I can go for a mini run here and there. Her side, I don't think she has those opportunities. So I hope, best luck to people like that, especially in those situations.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy that you still see on social media people that live in the Southwest have to be locked down. It was sad that some of them had to wait 6 hours to get tests every 3 days or something. Now they've just been stopped from going to work unless they're essential workers, medical.
But you know what's freaking crazy though? And I'm like,
I know you're gonna bring it up. Go ahead. You're gonna bring it up. I'll just let you do it.
You look at Fairfield, right? How that was like locked down, and they couldn't even get their vaccines for over 6 hours. Like you could see the traffic. It looked like a freaking Pac-Man maze. But then you look at Bondi, like everyone can go out swimming, everyone can go out working out.
That's
I'm
why
like,
I said
no masks or anything. You see that? I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, that I don't know what type of privilege that is, but damn, like the difference compared to two.
It's there.
I mean, you look at Fairfield, like yes, there's not much to do in Fairfield, but like shouldn't the lockdowns get more places where, especially where you can do more activities? Because Fairfield, even Blacktown, when you think of Blacktown, like what is there really much to do if you're in lockdown, right? Hey, you can maybe like besides playing ball and stuff. That's probably the only thing.
I'm all for getting out and exercising right now, but I'm talking about the duality between Western Sydney or Southwestern Sydney and the eastern suburbs. Like I'm all for we should be exercising and we should be getting out there. I'm just talking about how the police have targeted this area compared to not targeting the eastern suburbs.
100%.
Like I'm, you know me, I'm all for let's go for a run, Bay Run, like whatever. We go for a run here and there. I'm always trying to stay active. That's cool, all for them. But like they're not getting stopped, and everyone out here are getting targeted in the shopping centers. And I shout out to if you think you see the LGAs, local government areas, that have been told to stay home and not leave. It's like what? Fairfield area, Fairfield Council, Bankstown, Canterbury Council,
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Is that it? Those three?
Yeah.
what is the highest percentage of race that live in there?
Oh, it's like you could tell that's Arabic, like Arabic people, Asians, freaking Eastern European people. You look
Targeted.
out, yeah, but then you look out like Eastern suburbs. That's all white people mostly.
Mostly, yeah. Wow.
I mean, like, like I just see the privilege there, and I hate seeing that because it's like people are trying to people. I don't get how people are getting stopped everywhere they go, especially in like Fairfield and Livo. But then you go to Bondi and you see people freaking. It's not just the working out. I'm all for workout, get your mental health right with that stuff. But you see like a billion people there, and it literally was a billion people. I think just a couple of days ago, we're supposed to be on like full maximum lockdown. But you see people working out, like like spotting each other. But you see everyone all there, like surrounding each other, just stupid. I don't know. I just
Well, I
privilege.
think yeah, it's the privilege. I think go exercise because they've closed the gyms. That's why everyone's out. I'm all for everyone getting out, exploring. Yeah, there were so many people walking. Oh, we went for a walk a few weeks ago, and it was like a festival. There were so many people out because they've closed the gyms. People got nothing else to do, and I'm all for exercising because especially in these times, you need to get out in the sun and train and do something because you can go crazy in here. If you're just waking up, rolling out, working from home, you can go nuts.
Mm.
It's-
Well, before we wrap everything up though, how do you deal with all of this, like being stuck at home? Like, is there anything that you do? Like, how are you dealing with it personally?
I personally have been getting up, going for a walk or a run, staying out in the sun for like an hour or so, and then starting my
Um,
day.
I'm seeing you going for runs with more.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. What about you?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. All I've been doing is playing video games, and so right now I'm kind of supposed to be on my annual leave. So I got forced annual leave, so I just randomly picked 2 days out of the week,
Mm,
and this was Monday, Tuesday last week, and Monday, Tuesday this week.
yeah.
I didn't know lockdowns was obviously going to happen, so all I've been doing is just playing video games and ordering Uber Eats. Not the most healthiest thing, but it's keeping me sane for now.
We
For
have
now, but
about $2,500 worth of flight vouchers because it's been for Virgin and Jetstar. Yeah, but it's crazy how the government has been able to just implement all these laws and act so quickly, trying to get everyone vaccinated. Trying
yeah.
to stop everything. Say it's gonna go to a point. That's why I'm not, and I'll never take sides because I got friends from everywhere. But there's everyone that is all anti-vax is going to turn on people that are vax, or the other way around. People are
Yeah.
like, go get vaccinated. You're being selfish if you're not. Like that's how it's gonna turn. People are gonna go, you're not. We're not going to be able to be open, or you're not going to be. We're not going to be able to be open, or you're being selfish for not getting vaccinated, and it's just going to be like this division in
Oh,
between.
bro, like it's good. Like there's gonna be, and I'm not even gonna say like this. I wouldn't now say it. I feel like there's gonna be more Karens in the world because of this. Like Karens more in
Oh
Australia.
my
I mean, like
goodness.
just for example. Sorry, I was like, just for example, man, I'm at home and I have a lot of old hiking videos. Right, posted up a random hiking video online on Instagram. I'm literally at home while doing this. These videos were done in February. I have like one random commenter saying like, "Put your effing mask on. What the hell are you doing out?" Like New South Wales is effing it up all for Australia. It's like I replied back like, "Bro, this was in February. Like,
Yeah.
shave your Ronald McDonald beard and don't bring that hate around here."
Yeah.
And like there's other
More
hikers who I
privilege.
know who exactly. There's other hikers who I know who have actually got dobbed on by the police as well, and they haven't left their place. They've just done the same thing that I'm doing, but they have more
Yeah.
followers, so they actually have police going to their place.
It's
It's
crazy.
it's messed up. Like
It's crazy
guys,
that yeah. It's crazy that
guys, chill.
it's crazy that the government can just like this have so many people sent out to do all this and do that. The police, and get everyone vaccinated, have so many people get tested. Apparently, I don't know how much tests are per person, but it's a lot because in the Philippines, they, we're privileged to be able to just rock up to the doctors, get tested, and not pay. In the Philippines, you pay for everything, pay for a test, vaccine. If you don't have money, I don't know, you got to ride it out. But it's crazy that Australian government's like, because it's hitting their pocket, they have all the money and resources to be able. Well, they're doing it very slow. That's my thing with it. They've done it so slow. The 6 months from January up until now, where was the urgency?
Yeah.
What was I saying? Because it's
What was
hitting
that?
their pocket and it's hitting big corporate pockets because people can't work or people aren't going into the office anymore. The government has been able to put out all this money for people to get vaccinated, for tests, for everything, all the resources on it. But if you really think about it, how do they have all this money to put out all these vaccinations for all the people, but they haven't been able to sort out or work out that there are so many people that are hungry and poor and homeless, and they're not able to feed them or find them a home? It's because those people don't hit the pockets of the government or the pockets of the big corporations. But because it's hitting the pockets of the corporations, COVID, with everything shut down, people not going to work, people aren't doing the normal thing, they are able to pull out all this money from out of nowhere and funnel in so that they can get everything back. But it's just sad that for years and centuries since the dawn of time, they haven't done that for a lot of people that have been struggling. I know we're going through a hard time, but there have been people struggling for a long time.
That's 100% right there.
Mm.
But yeah, that's this is a pretty probably one of our most serious podcasts that we've ever done. But I mean, I feel like it had to be said, so it's good that we've had this conversation.
Yeah, because a lot of people just need to talk about it. I know that it's crazy that we should have had vaccinations a long time ago if they thought this was going to happen. It's just been so slow. How have we gone back?
I mean, so with that part, I will always still stick with that. The vaccinations have came out way too fast. I don't know if they even. But
they've come out too fast, right? No. What you said, how they've come out so fast, they should have been researched for a longer time, but they've been coming out in America so quickly, and they've opened up because they had a high rate of cases, but
they still have high rates of cases,
and they still have high rate cases. We've had 6 months, and they were saying what was happening? What was going on?
Yeah, that's true. I just want to put out this say this though. If anyone is going through any hard times or anything, definitely check out on links. Probably we'll find some above there. Sure. Yeah, hope everyone's doing good.
Or if you're not that type to reach out to a random to talk about things, you can hit us up in the DMs. You can talk to us. We're always down for a chat. We like comments as well or anything. We can talk about it. You can on any of our Instagrams.
Yeah, you can. Hey, if it makes you feel better, you can roast me to make you feel better. Anything. The gym does that all the time, so we're good.
As you know, you can go back through our previous content to watch things to get things off your mind.
Exactly. Please subscribe.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that was the Curious Canvas.
It was good to have that talk.
You too, Jem. Jem, I hope you're doing good out there, okay?
You too, bro. It was good to have that talk.
Stay safe, all right? Take care. This Curious Canvas episode is powered to you by cyber1systems.com.au. Cyber One Systems is a digital transformation consultancy and software development company that provides cutting-edge engineering solutions, providing outstanding IT services and support the team at
Cyber One Systems. These guys have helped us out. We've been powered by them. This podcast, they actually helped us build a high-powered computer for Start Somewhere Media, so we can efficiently shoot and edit our episodes. So if you have any trouble, just like PK with simple IT services, but if you need assistance with building a website for your brand, web, and mobile applications, visit cyber1system.com.au or call if you need help with any of that. Contact with them and tell them Jam and PK from the Curious Canvas sent you.
Master, I don't think you quite realize what you've got here. So why don't you just ruminate whilst I illuminate the possibilities? Well, Alibaba